Hi, this is Jason with Liquid Instruments. This is the first video in a two-part series about how to write, compile, and deploy custom FPGA functions using the Moku device and Moku Cloud Compile. Today, I'll introduce you to Moku Cloud Compile and walk through a simple example of VHDL code. Unlike other instruments on Moku devices, Moku Cloud Compile is only usable in multi-instrument mode. From the main screen, click on multi-instrument mode and put Cloud Compile in slot 1. You'll see that on the Moku Go, which I'm using today, Cloud Compile has 2 inputs and 3 outputs. And how these values are used and assigned is entirely determined by the bit stream that is deployed on the instrument. You can select the bit stream by clicking on these 3 dots, and then on Upload Bitstream. But first, we need a bit stream. Fortunately, we've introduced an online tool that helps you write and compile FPGA code. Let's pull up a browser and navigate to compile.liquidinstruments.com. Now, once you log in, the screen will look like this, and I'm working on a pre-release version today, so yours might look slightly different. From here, you can access your projects and files. Let's create a new project, and we're going to call it Sample Hold. Once the project's created, you can click on this new file icon in the upper left, and we're going to call that sample_hold.vhd. You'll see that when you create the file, some code appears to get you started. If you want to know more about this custom wrapper, which allows you to interact with the Moku front end, then check out our documentation, linked in the description. I already have some code written for this example, so I will just copy and paste it into my VHD file. The function of the sample hold is as follows. Every clock cycle, the device checks if the applied trigger signal is high or low. Since the Moku Go doesn't have an external trigger, we're going to use input B with an arbitrary threshold. If the input is high, then output A is assigned the value of input A. If the trigger is low, then output A retains its previous value. So the output will only update when the trigger is applied. Now, before you compile, check the drop-down menus in the bottom left. Make sure your hardware, your number of slots, and your firmware match your Moku device. On the top right, click Save, and then click on Build. Now, building this will take some time, so I will cut to the end when it's finished compiling. Now, once it's finished, a file called bitstreams.tar will appear in the bottom left. Click on the download icon to download it. Returning to the Moku screen, you can click Upload Bitstream and then select the file that you just downloaded. It will then upload to the Moku, and now you're ready to see the bitstream in action. So that's all for today. Tune in for the next part of this series, and we'll show you how the sample and hold program actually works. Thanks.